Hello, my name is Karina Lugo and I will be applying for the teaching position today. Question 1, tell me about yourself. So, a little bit about myself. I have a wonderful 5-year-old daughter. Her name is Catalina Lopez. She is my world. She's actually the reason why I decided to go back to school and finish my education, because not only do I want her to see me as a great mother, but I want her to also see me as a role model and as a strong, independent woman that doesn't let obstacles get in her way. I want her to know that no matter the age, no matter the circumstance, if we truly want something, we can work hard to get to it. Another thing that I love is soccer. I've been playing soccer since I was 5 years old. I haven't played in a while, but I do coach my daughter's soccer team. This is going to be the 3rd year that I coach them. I absolutely love it, not only because I get to spend more time with her, but because I feel like I'm getting the best of both worlds. I get to play soccer and I get to teach kids not only to kick a ball around, but how to socialize, how to communicate. I get to teach them team building experiences, and it's something that I truly do love. Question 2 is, what is the hardest thing that you had to do in your life and what did you learn from it? So I think the hardest thing that I had to do in my life was to leave my daughter in the hospital. She was born at 25 weeks and she weighed 1 pound 10 ounces. So in a perfect world, I would have loved to stay with her day in and day out in the hospital. But unfortunately, bills do have to get paid and I did have to go back to work. So leaving her there, not knowing if she was going to be able to breathe while I was gone, was the most difficult thing I think I've ever had to go through. But that taught me to be a stronger person. It taught me to have patience. It taught me to respect others, because I would go in there sometimes not knowing that the nurse was there 14 hours throughout the night and had to do a million other things before changing my daughter's diaper. So it taught me to respect her a little more. So it taught me a lot of things as far as myself. I think it made me overall a better person, definitely. And question 3, why do you want to teach? So I think I've always wanted to teach. I can't remember a time in my life where I didn't want to teach. I always knew that. But as far as why or as far as what, I never knew. Until my 2nd year in college, actually. I had a math teacher who, we all know math is a subject that not everybody likes. And she actually got everybody in that class to leave with some kind of, maybe not love, but like towards math. And she did that by explaining to us, not her way, but in a way that we can all understand. And, if you don't understand this way, then let's find a different way of doing it for somebody else to understand. And she taught me that math isn't just about numbers. Math is something that we go through and we can use every day. And that's the reason why I want to teach math. Question 4, what is your philosophy of teaching and education? So there's actually a quote that I really, really love, and it's, if a child can't learn the way we teach, then we should teach the way they learn. And I strongly stand by this quote, because I don't believe that teaching is a one-way street. I don't think that we can sit here and teach our way. I think we need to learn from our students, and I think that we need to be able to understand that not all kids learn the same, and we need to be able to form ourselves into something that maybe we weren't ready for. Maybe we weren't ready to teach a certain kid a certain way, but we need to understand that we can learn from our students as well as teach them, and understand that kids learn differently, and kids will always learn differently. And I feel that we will always learn from our students as much as we would teach them. So question 5 is, what role will discipline play in teaching, and what will be your approach? So I think discipline is a very important aspect of teaching because, um, yes, we need to form a bond with our students, and yes, we need to let them know that we care for them and that we want to create a relationship with them. But they need to also understand that we're there to teach them, that we're there to help them become productive citizens of this world. And I think teaching is kind of like motherhood a little bit. You need to be firm yet loving. They need to know that at the end of the day, you are in charge and you are the reason why they're in that math class. So I think discipline is very important, and I think that one way of using discipline is letting them know that we can be fun, but when it comes down to homework or to learning, it's serious time. Question 6 is, after interviewing the 3 teachers, question 11 asks, what is the greatest challenge facing teachers today? What were their response, and how do you feel that will impact you? So it's funny, all 3 of the teachers that I interviewed all said the same thing, and they said it was the COVID-19, that they had to go from teaching in a classroom face to face to teaching online. And I think that me being on the other side of that for a while, as far as being a student and having to take online classes and having to form myself into a teaching style that I didn't know that I could even do, because to me, I always thought that I had to have somebody face to face to me for me to learn. I had to hear them speak. I had to learn through them. And knowing that, again, there's different ways to teach. There's different ways for students to learn. And I think that being on the other side really, truly helped me understand how things can be done differently. So question number 7 is, how do you feel about technology and how will you use it? So I strongly believe that technology is a very vital aspect of today's world, not only because of the COVID-19 and having to go from face-to-face to technology teaching. I feel like kids connect sometimes more with a screen. Kids sometimes connect more with a phone, with a computer. And I think that being able to tie technology into your teaching is a great thing. And there's so many free apps out there. There's so many things that you can use in the web that can help your students understand, as far as maybe games that they can play that are also teaching them at the same time. And so I feel like technology is very important nowadays. Question 8 is, how would you deal with an upset parent that questions one of your assignments you give to students in the class? So I think that with parents, you always want them to know that you're listening, that they're just as free to express themselves as the students are. But I also think that you need to let them know that you're not there to hinder the students. You're there to help them learn, and that the assignments that you're giving your kids is a way for them to learn, is always going to be able to move them ahead in life. You would never give one of your students an assignment that was absolutely irrelevant to what you're trying to teach them. And they need to understand that you're there to benefit their children, not to hinder them. So I think that listening to their problem and understanding maybe why they're upset can help you better understand the reason behind it, and know that they might be coming from a good place, but let them know that you're also coming from a good place. Question 9 is, how will you keep students engaged in your classroom? So I think a big part of keeping students engaged is also communicating with them, and knowing that they don't just have to communicate with you, but they also have to communicate with their classmates. So team building experiences, making them communicate with each other, always keeping them on their toes, I think is a great way to keep your class engaged. Letting them know that you're there for them and that no question is a wrong question. And letting them know that you are there to help them learn and that they can come to you with any problem. So question 10 is, why should we hire you for this teaching position? So I truly do believe that I will be a great addition to the teaching staff that you have already. I feel like I'm an amazing problem solver. I feel that as a mother, I've learned to be patient. I've learned to be a positive role model, and I've learned to be respectful. And I feel that those are all great qualities that should be in a teacher. And I might not have as much experience as somebody else, but I can truly tell you that I have the fire and I have the love and I have the passion to do this. And I think that I could truly make an impact in kids' lives. So thank you so much, and you have a great day.